Hello and welcome back to Ruben 2.0. This week we're going to be talking about 6 tips to help you kickstart your weight loss journey. Just a quick disclaimer before I start this video. I am not a doctor. I am not a licensed nutritionist. I am not a trainer. I'm just going to be sharing information as to what I feel worked best for me throughout my weight loss journey. Let's do a really quick weight check-in. So as you can see, currently I weigh in at 203.8. That gives a total weight loss of 44 pounds as of October 2nd, 2017. Now historical weight loss based on where I started off way back when was, it's about 48 pounds. So getting into this week's topic, we're going to be talking about 6 tips on how you can start your own weight loss journey. Tip number 1, get yourself into a caloric deficit. What a caloric deficit is that what you're eating needs to be less than what you're burning throughout the day. So calories in versus calories out. I'm going to link in the description a calculator that'll help you kind of check what your TDEE is, which is your total daily energy expenditure. That'll give you a base rate as to what you burn just for being alive. Once you get that number, you can then look at it from a week perspective and see what you need to burn, what you need to cut off for the week so that you could then burn fat. So base rule is 3,500 calories is equal to 1 pound of fat. So if you cut 3,500 calories, then you will be able to lose a pound of fat. So what that means is if your TDEE is, let's say, 2,500 calories, then what you will then do is look at it as a week perspective. So 2,500 by 7 days is equal to 17,500 calories. So for the week, if you subtract 3,500 calories, then you'll come out to 14,000 calories. What that will then go over based on the 7 days is you need to subtract 500 calories a day. Once you subtract that 500 calories a day, then you're pretty much going to be guaranteed a weight loss by the end of the week of 1 pound. You can average anywhere between 1 to 2 pounds a week. That's generally the healthier perspective of it. So if you cut off, let's say 7,000 calories for the week, then you'll be able to lose 2 pounds a week. But that's again based on your TDEE, which again I'll link in the description below. Another big thing going along with getting yourself into a caloric deficit is also making sure that you're cutting out certain things from your diet. So sugary pops, stay away from the center aisles, focus on more the non-processed whole foods. Tip number 2, track. There are many fitness trackers out there. MyFitnessPal, Lose It. Choose one that works best for you and one that you like. Personally, I use Lose It. I have the premium on Lose It. And with that, it gives me the opportunity to track everything from macronutrients, micronutrients, and everything in between, as well as it gives me the opportunity to really look at historical data versus kind of everything what's going on. Track everything that goes into your body throughout the day. You'll then be able to kind of see what you're consuming versus what you're burning, and you'll be able to get a better idea of where you may need to cut certain things out of your diet. If you don't track, again, it's hard to really to monitor where your progress is, and if let's say you gain a pound, where that may have come from. So again, tracking is crucial and very, very important. Tip number 3, increasing your activity. That's right. You got to get up. You got to get up. You got to get out there. The biggest thing that I always say is, even if it's something as simple as just taking the stairs instead of the elevator, going for a walk after dinner, just stuff like that. Just start increasing your activity as much as you can. If you get a gym membership, go and get a gym membership. But at the end of the day, you need to start increasing some of your activity. Tip number 4, choose a diet that works for you. This is probably the most important thing that I always tell people, is that you have to choose something that works for you. What works for me may not work for you. And I think that it's very important to get to find something that you can stick to, something that is a lifestyle change that you'll be able to stick to long term. At the end of the day, some people are going to be able to go on a zero carb diet. Some people are going to be able to do certain fastings and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's something that you have to think about is a long-term diet, right? For me, I did a mix of intermediate fasting as well as just cutting out certain things. So I cut out a lot of breads and a lot of the heavier starchy carbs. And I was just kind of changing it over into more vegetables and protein. So that's what worked for me. That's what I've been able to sustain long term. And again, you just got to pick what's best for you. But at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is what tip number 1 was really speaking to, which was get yourself into caloric deficit, as well as don't be afraid to change up your diet. At any point, if you feel that something's not working, or if you start to plateau, change it up. Shock your body, give it the opportunity to really start to adjust to something new. So with me, for the first 2 or 3 months, I had 0 bread. I really tried to focus on getting rid of a lot of like the starchy carbs, but now I've started to introduce some starchy carbs and started to up my protein, but I'm also doing a lot more in the gym. So again, change up your diet as much as you want, but just try to maintain being under your TDEE. Tip number 5. This is the most important out of all the tips. Do not be afraid of messing up. We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to have those days where, we have a cheat day or a binge day, and it happens. Don't be afraid to mess up. The only thing I always say, pick yourself back up, right? At the end of the day, you got to get up and just get right back into it. Don't be afraid to fall off the bandwagon. Again, it's going to be an uphill battle at first, especially. It's not easy to really jump into it and kind of just do something new, right? It's going to be hard. So don't be afraid to fail. Just try again. By the end of it, if you are, if you're able to maintain 200 days out of the 365 days out of the year, eating healthier, remember that that's better than the 365 days that you're eating unhealthy. Don't let a bad day or a binge day completely deter you away from long-term progress, right? You got to get up, just get back into it. Just think of the fact that you've come a long way and that you're ready way ahead of the people that haven't even started yet. So just get in there and just try. And finally, this is something that a lot of people don't really talk about, but it's something that I think is crucial, and something that I've noticed when I don't do definitely does affect my weight loss, which is sleeping. Sleep is very important as it lowers cortisol levels. What research shows is that when your cortisol levels are heightened, so is your appetite. So your appetite will be heightened. It'll be much easier for you to want to binge. It'll be much easier for you to want to turn to those comfort foods when you don't sleep. Another big thing that happens when you don't sleep is you are not going to be able to have a very good attention span, as well as you're not going to want to perform any sort of physical activities. So think about it in this fact that your body needs time to rest, energize itself, and then get right back into it and get back into the grind. So again, just a quick summary of all the 6 tips that we got today. Make sure that you get yourself into caloric deficit. Make sure you track all your progress, all your intake from a day-to-day basis. Increase your activity. Choose a diet that works best for you. Don't be afraid of messing up. And again, make sure at the end of the day, you're getting a very good night's rest. So that's it for this week's video. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, if you liked what you see, make sure you comment down below, subscribe, and don't forget, hit that bell for notifications for when the next video is coming up. And what I always tell people, if I could do it, so can you. Take it easy, guys.